Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. After a crazy long break of about a month, probably 1+ months, I am back with another video. I had a very tough schedule, college, and nothing else. Okay, but coming to the point. Today's video is going to be extra special for me. I know I say this before every video, but this is going to be special because this video is going to be about, as you've read the title of course, how my life changed after getting into MBBS. Number 1, stress levels. My stress levels have increased and decreased both together at the same time. Sounds very paradoxical, right? But if I have to put it in words, my stress levels, why they have decreased? Because when I was in my 12th standard preparing for the NEET exam, I got to know that my batch is going to be the first batch to write a proper NEET exam, right? Not the 2013, the 2017 batch. So when I was going through that phase, I was very skeptical ki what is going to happen? Will I be able to pull it off? What if I don't get through? What is my plan B? Will I be able to take a drop? Because during that time in Karnataka, nobody was so open to the thought of a drop at least in my surroundings. So I was very skeptical about taking a drop. So that put lots of pressure, and I hate the fact that the entire world defines your career of what it is going to be or how it is going to be based on 3 hours of exam that you write. Either it be NEET, either it be JEE. A student might have the complete knowledge which is required to get into medicine or engineering, but if he's not well on that particular day, it just doesn't feel right. Now, how my stress levels have increased? Do I even have to define that? First year, 3 subjects, anatomy, physiology, biochemistry. Second year, we have 4 subjects, pathology, microbiology, pharmacology, forensic medicine. Third year, we have ENT, which is otorhinolaryngology. We have community medicine, we have ophthalmology. I'm still not into final year yet, but the portions are massive. The stress it builds in order to complete the portion, then revise the portion. I know people who are watching this are going to come at me because, hey, who, you revise the portion? But yes, we all revise the portions, okay? If anybody is saying that they haven't revised the portion, complete BS. So, completing the portions, your clinical postings, your assignments, some faculties give out homeworks, it does put lots of pressure in that scenarios. And exam season is the worst season to be a medical student because it's the last thing that you want to be. I think I said more on how it increased my stress than decreased my stress. Alright, let's move to the next point. Point number 2, as I like to call it, the predefined doctor. I remember when I was in my initial days of medicine, 1 or 2 months in, I have no clue what is happening in life. I don't know what is happening in anatomy, in physiology, in biochemistry. I'm just all over the place. I started getting texts on WhatsApp of radiological scan reports, of blood tests, of prescriptions, of all these relatives asking me if what is wrong with them, if it is necessary to take those particular drugs, can I squeeze myself out of those drugs because they are too expensive. And I am right there and I don't know, because it is upon yourself ki what do I tell these guys. If I tell ki I don't know, the very phrase which says ki I don't know, how will they react? Will they judge me? All of such things run in your head. But over the phase of 2 to 3 weeks, I realized it's okay to say I don't know. Give the guy some break. He's in his first year. He's realizing and learning his way through life. At the end of first year, all we know is only the basics of human body. What structure is where, how it works, how it functions, and all the metabolic processes which are happening in the body. And we are very proud of ourselves for knowing that much. In fact, you should be proud of yourself because getting out of first year is something which is very glorious. It's a leap. It's a leap of faith from what you were in 11th and 12th and in your drop to what you are doing in your first year. It's certainly a challenge. However, now, and I'm pretty sure many people are going to agree with me at this point of time, it doesn't matter if you're an MBBS student, a BDS student, a physiotherapy student, a nursing student, any medical course, your advice doesn't matter because they are not going to listen to you, because they are the better doctors and they, I'm out of words. All in all, तुम्हारी एडवाइस मैटर ही नहीं करती. After the rant of point number 2, point number 3, increase in the number of study hours. Now I know many people who have taken a drop have studied for hours together when they were preparing for NEET exam. But as for me, I used to study a few number of hours when I was preparing for NEET, but I was quite consistent in my effort. But after getting into medicine, I realized over time that my capacity to study for longer number of hours has increased exponentially. I remember there was a period when I was preparing for NEET, I used to get tired within 1.5 hours of sitting down. But now there are days, especially the exam season as I call it, I can go up for 4-5 hours at a stretch. And if I have to tabulate the entire day, it goes up to almost 10-12 hours also in a day when I have to be studying for my exams. If you still haven't watched, the link is going to come out of random somewhere here. The study with me video, I'll be making more of those hopefully soon, but check that out and do let me know how do you find it. Alright, so point number 4. I don't know about you all, but my parents are certainly relieved after I've gotten into a professional course. I mean, they do ask me sometimes what are your future plans and what do you want to do, but they are not on their toes. So that gives a lot of relief and it helps you open up your thoughts and your possibilities and explore with yourself. So that's a big plus point. Point number 5, and the most important point, I started to value life more now. Ever since I got into my clinical postings in second year, I've seen two extreme sets of emotions. On one end, we have childbirth. Everyone's happy, everyone's celebrating. And on the other end, we have death. People are mourning, people are devastated. It's a very disturbing sight to see. And between these two tangents, you begin to value life more. And I feel that today's youth especially needs to know this, that life is important. Yes, you need to enjoy it to the fullest, but you also need to take care of yourself. You need to value the people around you. You need to take care of the people around you. Respect the people around you. Remember, we all are going to be a memory one day. Make sure that you want to be a good one. Yes, we have our ups and downs. We have stress. We have pressure. But life is all about how you define it to be. As I said in one of the previous videos too, my dad always quotes the 90-10 principle. 90% of the things in your life are not in your control, but the 10%, which is your emotion and how you react to it, that is in your control. And he also says, don't react to a situation, respond to it and see how your life changes. So on that note, as I always say, try making a better version of yourself. Reach the end of this video. If you liked it, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, and do let me know how you felt. You can check out the podcast which I run with a friend of mine, and you can also hit me up on my Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. Until next time, this is Zaid Desai from Belgaum Institute of Medical Sciences, signing off.